fundamental triangle has three vertices. It's a triangle with three vertices. Here's a triangle with three vertices. This is a vertex, this is a vertex, this is a vertex. Fundamental triangle for two given points. Well, the 2 points will be the vertices on the hypotenuse of the triangle. So the vertex for these 2 points is going to be -4, 7. That's for this point, and this point is 5, -3. You want to do the triangle more or less to scale, but it's not even necessary to have a really good scale, since x and y scales on a graph might be different. Okay, so how do we do the fundamental triangle? Well, we pick a direction, and by that, and we have more extensive explanations of the fundamental triangle, we pick a direction from one vertex to the other. Usually we'll go from left to right because that's the way we're used to reading, but if you wanted to go right to left, that would be okay. But I'm going left to right, so that's going to be in this direction. Okay. Now, to get from this point to this point, I go in this direction, the hypotenuse, or I can go along this path. This direction for the vertical side, this direction for the horizontal side. Another aspect of fundamental triangles, if you read the definition carefully, you see that the two sides are the two legs. You have the hypotenuse and two legs. The two legs are parallel to the coordinate axes, one to the x-axis, one to the y-axis. So I chose to make the leg parallel to the x-axis. I'll go through the lower of the points, the 5, -3, and that left the other point that left the other leg to go through the other vertex. The vertical leg will go through this vertex. Okay, so we pick a direction, and I've picked a direction, so that part's done. Find the rise. Well, the rise from this point to this point is the displacement from here to here. Now, to go from here to here, I have to go from y-coordinate 7 all the way down to y-coordinate -3. Now, from 7 down to 0 is 7, and then to -3 is 3 more. That's 10 units of distance, and it's in the negative direction, so the rise is -10. Now I'm going to write out rise equals change in y equals the later value of y, which is 3, minus 7, which is -10. I put the -10 right next to the vertical leg. Okay? Then the run is the horizontal leg, the displacement from here to here in this direction. And we're going from x-coordinate -4 to x-coordinate 5. So, run is change in x, which is the later value minus the initial value, which is 9. I'm going to put the 9 here, repeating it, and that 9 then indicates the run. Okay, well, that's the rise, that's the run. How do we get the slope? Well, the slope is a rise over run. So, and that's what? That's -10 over 9. So we can write the run to it. And to label the run, okay, well, we found the slope. When I say complete the labeling, when you complete the labeling, you make sure you have the value of the run right next to the vertical leg, the value of the rise right next to the horizontal leg, and the slope right next to the hypotenuse is -10 over 9, and we put a box, a rectangle, around the slope so that eye catches that rectangle and understands that this is a slope and not the length of this line. Of course, we could also figure out the length using the Pythagorean theorem, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. Okay? So, that's how you label, that's how you complete a fundamental triangle. Hypotenuse from one point to the next. Rise parallel to one of the coordinate axes, in this case, well, rise parallel to the y-axis. It could be through either vertex, could have been through here, in which case you'd have made the run here. So the triangle would have been above the hypotenuse, and that's okay. And the other thing is, you just make sure, don't label anything inside the triangle, unless you're absolutely desperate. Make sure these labels are all outside the triangle.